Welcome back to Satisfactory. Today I think we just need to mess around with the water of this build. I've got the bauxite, now we just need the water. All in all, we need 1800 water, but the process of making the casings will create 600 water. So we need to pump, at least I think this is how this is going to work. We need to pump 1200 water. And I could go through all that again, because it's like this. We're going to have 10 of these because we've got 1200 bauxite. That's going to require 1800 water. But when you make the solution, or when you use the solution, you make water as a byproduct. That's not the right one. Let me find the right one. You make 1200 water as a byproduct, but you use twice as much to make that. So it's like times 1 times 2 divided by blah 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 blah, and before you know it, you've got 600 water that you're making at these ratios. So let's do it. We need to get 1200 water pumped, and then I would probably want to store it, and we want to store it so we can move it later. We also need power so we can float around a little bit. It's a real problem. I've got some shards on me, so we don't have to build 10 of these. I'm thinking this is a lot of water. Is what I'm thinking. Well, let's see if we can get this on a foundation. Sometimes the right... Alright, I guess not in this case. This might be a little too thick. Maybe I shouldn't try to do this. Sometimes you can get it so perfectly. And I would want it so I could have a place to put decoration. I guess I'd have to make it really low. But if I want to make it really low, I don't necessarily need to have it be very thin as well. I'm going to try one more time if this doesn't work. It's really not working though. You know what I should try? Sorry. I'm realizing that maybe I'm trying to build this in a place where it won't work anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to build it in a place where it won't work anyway. Oh boy. You know, I kind of want to put this so low that it's kind of sloshing. Where you can walk on it, but you're kind of like ankle deep in water. Exactly like that. That's what I want. Don't expect me to explain that slide. Somewhere in here there's a... We are connected. There we go. That one doesn't want to go. I could just go at this level, but I think if I turn this, I might be able to squeeze in one or two more and not have to overclock as much. Shards are not yet unlimited. There we go. 7 of those isn't bad. And we can just overclock a couple of them. The question now is, where does it all go? I need to store this water somewhere. I'm thinking an old school water towers in my future. Hey look, that drone's over there picking up coal. I'm looking for architecture. I think I want to maintain this glass foundation motif. Though I guess technically... How is this gonna work? You'd need like a half ramp foundation for this to be perfect. Yeah, and sadly there is no such thing as half foundation stairs or half foundation ramps. I guess it'll have to be just double lit, and then we'll walk at this level. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some power in here. How do we want to do the power? I kind of like how this is headed. So that's all nice and flat. And I could build a water tower kind of right here. Capture all 1200 water. Then when we go to do the refinery, we'll pump the water back here again. I target the actual structure so that way it's minimizing the destruction. I want to give myself kind of a... It's having a snapping snafu. Oh, I have 0 power over here. Yeah, that was one of those things we said we were going to deal with, and then we got distracted. Almost enough range. Let's see. So I was gonna put a connector here. Unfortunately, oh no, wait. If I make it 3x3, it works. Oh my god. I'm getting super confused here. Hold on. Let me do the old customizer. Now we can see what this... Oh, that's why I'm confused, because the center is a little off bit there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let me just get this recustomized back to its original. We will leave this as a potential walkway area.
I don't know, have a good day.
Normally I'd go 1,000,000 miles tall, but I don't think we need to go too crazy. How do I... Oh, yeah. So, I guess if I put... Technically, we only need 2 of these. But I should think about this. Do I want to split my... water evenly? Or do I want to ram this water? Well, actually, if I do this at 2, excuse me. If I do this at 2, then we can add a 3rd one. And then the question will be how we send that water out to be used. So I think I can pipe up just 2. And if the goal is 1200 exactly, then 2 of these at 600 would be perfect. So that's 180. $300. Let's see if we can fill one pipe here. Oh no. These numbers are just annoyingly off. Enough to be annoying.
I don't know. Have a good day.
Not trying to totally hide our power, but, you know. Of course, now that they will connect to each other, but they won't connect to each other and be necessarily clip-free. Okay, I think that power's all set. I don't, oh boy. It's gonna take a lot of shards to get to the target. Yeah, it's actually 300. And we're still... Alright, so that's on the money. I guess I could take this one out and just move it over here. Right? 180 plus 180 plus 240. 18 plus... Okay, times 2 plus 24. Perfect. And then all I need to do is connect all this beautiful... via stackable pipeline. I was wondering if it was going to let me connect it like that. Very convenient that it did. And I guess while we're here, let's get this color correct. Oh, I guess I need a wall for it to allow me to build that. So let's just put a wall right on here. Yep, there it is. I don't know, I'm feeling very handcrafted today. I think I'll put the pipe or the pump inside the wall here. All of a sudden I've forgotten how to rotate. Ah, that's right. Click once, then rotate. $600 minus 120 minus 360, so we need 120 more. Gotta have a wall to use a wall hole. I just noticed they included a T-pipe junction. Yeah, put that in just to eliminate that extra connection. This isn't feeling as nice as the other one. There's an ever so slight height difference, which is fine. I'll just consume it there instead. Slightly more difficult to see it. Okay, so now we've got these two pipes. Just gotta keep in mind that at some point we're gonna have a third one. So maybe I should just build that now. So we can deal with that now. Where is my... There we go. Somewhere around there, I think. And my vision is kind of around here. Foundation. Right. And then we'll ramp it up. So this will be the entry point, if there is an entry point. I mean, do you really want to walk around looking at a water tower? I guess the second I say that, the answer is probably yes. I haven't used the center door that long? Wow. So now I could run this into the center. That would simplify things greatly. Right, so then all the water is kind of in this center wet wall. I guess I can do this on a no-clip basis. The question becomes, do I want to then try to split and merge this to the point where everything's getting something from everyone? I don't think so. I don't think I need to go quite to that extreme. We'll do that at the point in which we're using all that. That's what we'll deal with that part of it. A little more glass foundation, I think. This half foundation choice is gonna haunt me for the rest of this build. How much room do I need? The problem is if I think I put in a full... This guy is really a lot to deal with. Is more than one. I'm thinking I should turn that. Probably have to put the refinery kind of this way, at least part of it. And then I could theoretically put the rest of it that way. So I think it's fair to have this come out this way at the end, but maybe not at the beginning. Okay. So this is going in, out, in, out, in. So we're going to use all of these. We've got to go one higher. I like this idea. And then if I give myself a little bit of room, I can pump the pipes up. I guess I just need good old-fashioned... I guess two of them already have some pump level happening. I don't know if it's going to be enough is the problem. I might not even be able to reach this. Okay, it's gonna go. Oh, it definitely doesn't like my angle. That's obviously why I was thinking about putting a wall in here. Yeah, I think that works. Just connect it from the top. It immediately gets in line. Yeah, that's much better. Perfect. Good to go. Yeah, look at that. It's right at the edge. Let's see. Where's the power? Oh, there it is. I guess a YouTube video would be better in the light as opposed to in the dark. There we go. And obviously, but recycled water isn't connected yet. And then from there, we'll just decide where we'll put the refinery. And that's a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2,000 water buffer. Times 2. So that's all the water that we need to run all the vehicles before the recycled water comes back. Which I'm kind of thinking will come back through here somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I do have this one. There's just no world in where I'm going to use petroleum coke. Oh my god, I'd have to get heavy oil residue. And that will result in byproduct. No, we're not dealing with that. We'll stick to the original plan if that's okay. Ten of these to capture the full 1,200 bauxite, which will be 1,800, which will make 1,200 solution. And then when we go to make the solution with the 1,200 solution, instead of 12, we'll make 6. Uh-oh. I think my numbers are off. We'll have 1,200 solution. $1,200 divided by 24. It's 5. Oh, and then 5 of those will make 600 water. However much scrap, we're not even dealing with that thought process yet. We're just saying, hey, the scrap is actually kind of a mess. Now that we're on faster belts, it's a little bit more doable. 360 scrap is kind of a lot, actually. But yeah, I think a line going this way I'd want to do it on the way back, but I might have to go all the way back over here and put a line this way. Somebody's shedding petals. I'd hate to have to destroy too much more of this forest. But we'll figure that out. I guess I could put them side by side. They don't have to be in a sheer straight line. And actually, there's advantages to that because then on a single line of 12, it's harder to balance than 2 lines of 6. 2 lines of 6 is perfectly... Yeah, we've got to go 2 lines of 6. I've convinced myself now. I don't know. I've just chosen a very cozy area to try to build all this. Well, that's very not good that it turns your light off. Oh, so sorry about that. I mean, it does not give you any option. Now we're doing day for night. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't like this. All of these are very weird. VHS. Yeah, I'd just like to have my I'd just like to have my little mounted light on when I take my photos. Too much to ask, I suppose. Alright, we got our water tower. I'll make sure that we decorate it before we get too much further down the road. Let me just nudge this connection in. And then we'll make the walking level here, which means we probably need to put these pipes under it. But I gotta remind myself of that. Just as a reminder. We'll have to figure out a way to get some support up to this level. Okay. That'll give us somewhat of a platform to work with. Actually, this could be kind of cool. I think we have potential. But we'll work on that potential. The fact that it's multi-level is kind of working for me. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.